So, good morning or good evening, everyone, especially Sir Laurente. So, let's proceed to the introduction to ingredients of red wine and Pyment. So, red wine. So, have you ever wondered what gives red wine its deep color and rich taste? So, red wine is naturally made of ingredients, primarily the grapes. So, before it will be a wine, gandurgo muna na siya og fermentation. So, through fermentation, diha na makuha ang flavor, color, and aroma that makes it a red wine. So, under these ingredients, it will help us to understand how wine is created. So, first ingredients is the grapes. So, grapes are the main ingredients of red wine. It's either red or black grapes. The skin of the grapes are kept during fermentation. So, kaya nga naman, it's because the skin of grapes is what the wine has color. It gives the red wine its deep color, flavor, tannins. So, magdepende sa klase sa grapes ang taste ug ang quality sa red wine. The yeast. So, dili siya basta-basta nga yeast ha. Dapat yeast for wine jud siya. So, yeast, it helps to make the wine ferment and it turns it a wine. So, ang yeast may important para mahimo ang wine ha. Because if wala yeast, walay wine. So next is sugar. So sugar, it comes naturally sa grapes. So during sa fermentation, ang yeast kay iyang i-consume ang sugar and it turns it into alcohol. So the amount of sugar affects how strong or sweet the wine is. So next is tannins. So nani siya sa grapes, skin, seed, or stem. Muni naghatag og lasa nga bitter or dry taste sa wine nga naka-help to preserve the wine as its ages. So as kanang nagkadugay siya, as nagka-bitter or nagka-tamis or nagka-dry siya og lasa. So what next is water. So I think kanang ang uban is kanang dili na lang sila magamit og water since kanang ang grapes is naman yun water ang grapes, but some of kanang manghimo ay is magamit sila water to balance the wine. Kay ang water is maka-help man siyang mo-blend sa tanang components sa wine and maka-affect sa wine's texture. So, that will be all sa ingredients sa red wine. So, next is the pyment. So, a pyment is a type of mead, M-E-A-D. It is a honey-based drink. So, it is not a regular wine. It is an alcoholic drink made by fermenting honey and grapes together. This combination of mead and wine. So, because grapes are used, pyment can look or taste like wine, so especially red or white wine. So, these are the ingredients of pyment. So, it is made from a simple, natural ingredient. So, first is the honey. So, the main source of sugar and sweetness. So, mo ni siya makapatamis sa pyment. So, kabaw mo dyan taasan na nagikan ng honey, of course, sa bee. And of course, I think magdepende man gyapon na sa honey or sa quality sa honey ang iyang makuan nga katamis sa mahatag nga katamis sa pyment. Next is the grape or the grape juice. So mo ni mo provide og color, flavor, og acidity sa pyment. So as sa wine, gamit siya sa pyment. Kasi it's a combination man, diba, sa honey and sa grape. So next is the yeast. So as I've discussed sa previous nga ingredients, so the yeast will help to turn the pyment ferment. So it will consume the sugar and turn it into alcohol. So the next is the water. So it's also kay magdepend gyapon siya sa maghimo kay to help if ganan siya i-balance ang mixture sa iyahang wine, then she can use a little amount of water since the grapes has already kanang nag-contain naman dyan na ang grapes o kanang water. So pwede siya ka-add og a little bit lang good para mabalance ang mixture.
Next is wine tasting and sensory evaluation. So wine tasting and sensory evaluation, which is the process of using our senses, especially sight, smell, and taste, to understand and describe wine. So this method is not only used by experts, but also by beginners who want to appreciate wine better. Wine tasting follows 4 main steps. So first is appearance, so what we see, and this uses our sense of sight. So before tasting, we look at the wine in the glass and observe first ang iyang color. So for example, red wines can be light ruby, deep red, or even purple. So the color can tell us about the grape variety and age of the wine. So second is clarity. So we check if the wine is clear or cloudy. So clear wine usually means it was properly filtered. So next, kay intensity. So this refers to the how deep or pale the color is. A darker color often means a richer and stronger wine. So this step is important because it's give us our first impression of the wine. Second is aroma. So what we smell. So which uses our senses of smell. So we gently swirl the wine in the glass to release its aromas. Then smell it. Wines can have many different notes such as fruity like apple, berries, cherry, or citrus. Next, kay floral such as rose or jasmine. Third, spicy like pepper, cinnamon, or clove. And fourth, earthy such as soil, wood, or mushroom. So the aroma helps us to understand what flavors we might taste later. A wine with a strong and a pleasant aroma is often considered high quality. Third one is taste. So what we feel and taste in our mouth. So where we finally sip the wine. So when tasting, we focus on several key elements. So first, the sweetness. Second, acidity. Third, tannins. Fourth, alcohol. And last, body. So all these factors combine to create the wine's overall flavor and balance. The last one is finish. So this is after you swallow. So after swallowing the wine, we pay attention to how long the flavor stays in our mouth. So a short finish disappears quickly. A long finish lingers for several seconds or even minutes. So if you can still taste the flavor 10 to 20 seconds after swallowing, that is a long finish, and it is usually means the wine is a high quality.
Wine faults and defects. Wine faults and defects are unwanted characteristics in wine that negatively affects its aroma, taste, and overall quality. These problems usually happen because of poor storage, exposure to air, contamination, or mistakes during production. First is oxidation. Oxidation happens when wine is exposed to too much air. This causes the wine to lose its freshness and develop a flat or dull taste. The color may also change and the wine can taste tired or lifeless. Second, vinegar-like smell. This fault is caused by bacteria that turn alcohol into acetic acid. As a result, the wine smells like vinegar or nail polish remover, making it unpleasant to drink. Third, cork taint. Cork taint happens when the cork is contaminated, usually by a chemical called TCA. This gives the wine a musty or moldy smell, similar to wet cardboard or damp basement. Even if the wine looks fine, the smell and taste are affected. Lastly, off odors. of others are unpleasant smells that do not belong in wine. These can come from poor handling, contamination, or improper fermentation, and they greatly reduce the wine's quality.
Okay, let's proceed to tasting terminology. First, we have the body. So, body, light, medium, or full mouthfeel. So, body refers to how heavy or light the wine feels in your mouth. It is similar to the feeling of drinking water, milk, or cream. Wines can be light-bodied, medium-bodied, or full-bodied, depending on alcohol level, sugar, and tannins. So, why is it important? Knowing the body of a wine helps us to understand how heavy or light it will feel in your mouth. So this is important when pairing wine with food because light dishes go better with light body wines, while heavy dishes match with full-bodied wines. It also helps us to choose wine based on personal preference. Some people prefer smooth and light wines, while the other enjoys rich and bold ones. Next, we have the sweetness level of sugar. So, sweetness describes the amount of sugar present in the wine. Wine can be dry, no sweetness, off-dry, semi-sweet, sweet, or sweetness is tasted on the tip of the tongue. So, why is it important? So, understanding the sweetness helps you to choose wine that matches your taste. Some people prefer dry wines, while others enjoy sweet wines. So it's also important in food pairing because sweet wines balance spicy or salty foods. So knowing the sweetness level prevents confusion, especially since many people mistake fruity flavor for sweetness. So next, we have the acidity, freshness or sharpness. So acidity gives wine its freshness and sharpness. So it makes your mouth water and balanced sweetness. So high acidity makes wine taste crisp or crispy, marshal crisp, while low acidity makes it taste flat. So why is it important? So acidity is very important because it keeps the wine fresh and balanced. Without enough acidity, wine can taste flat or dull. So high acidity also makes the wine pair well with fatty or oily foods because it cleanses the palate. So knowing the acidity helps you understand why some wines taste crisp and refreshing. So next we have the tannins. So tannins, dry or better sensation, common in red wine. So tannins is create dry or better sensation in the mouth. They come from grape skins, seeds, or oak barrels. So tannins are more uncommon in red wine. So why is it important? Tannins are affect texture and structure of wine. Knowing about tannins helps us to understand why some red wines feel dry or slight better. So wine with strong tannins are pair well with protein-rich foods like steak because its protein softens the dryness. By understanding tannins also help us to determine if wine can age well or since tannins act as a preservative. Last, we have the finish, length of aftertaste. So finish refers how long taste of wine stays in our mouth after swallowing. So a wine can have a short, medium, or long finish. So why is it important? So the finish help us to determine the quality of the wine. A longer finish is usually indicates better structure and complexity. By paying attention to a finish allows us to evaluate how memorable the wine is. So it also shows how balanced the wine is after swallowing. So overall, tasting terminology is important because it gives us clear and accurate way to describe what we experience when drinking wine. So instead of using general word like good or strong, so there are proper terms help us to explain specific characteristics such as sweetness, acidity, and body. It also help us to compare different wine and understand their quality. So overall, in hospitality and food service, it allows the Staff also confidently recommend wines and pair them with properly with food.
Food and wine pairing is the process of matching food with wine so their flavor complement and enhance each other. So the goal is to balance taste, texture, and intensity between the food and the wine. So for example, grilled steak and red wine. So the strong flavor of the steak matches the bold taste of the red wine. So another example is grilled fish and white wine. So the light and the fresh taste of white wine pairs well with the delicate flavor of fish.
So, basic pairing principles. First is balance food and wine intensity match sweetness, acidity, and richness. So, second is avoid overpowering flavor. The slide uses wine bottle image to illustrate the pairing concept. Conclusion. Mastering these basic principles help you create harmonious food-wine combination where flavor enhance each other without one overwhelming the other, leading to a more enjoyable dining experience.
So next we have wine and cheese pairing. Wine and cheese pairing is a practice of combining specific type of wine and cheeses to enhance their flavors, textures, and overall tasting experience. The goal is to create balance so neither the wine or the cheese overpowered each other. So next we have red wine, aged and strong cheeses. Red wine is usually full-bodied, rich, and contains tannins, natural compounds that create a dry feeling in the mouth. Because of its strong structure and bold flavor, it pairs the best aged strong cheeses. Aged cheeses have been stored for months or years, making them firmer, saltier, and more intense in flavor. The fat and protein in aged cheeses help soften the tannins of the red wine, creating a smoother taste. So, strong flavor matches strong cheeses. Fat in cheese balance the dryness of red wine. Both have deep complex taste profiles. So, mga example sa red wine nga cheese kay Cabernet Sauvignon plus aged cheddar, Merlot plus Gouda, Shiraz plus Parmesan cheese, Pinot Noir plus Gruyere cheese. So next we have the white wine, mild and creamy cheeses. White wine is generally lighter, more acidic, and more refreshing than red wine. It has a crisp and clean taste that pairs well with soft and mild and creamy cheeses. Mild cheeses have delicate flavors and soft textures. The acidity of white wine helps cut through the creaminess and prevents the cheese from feeling too heavy. So light wine complements delicate cheese. Acidity balance creaminess creates a fresh and smooth finish. So mga example ani nga cheese kay Chardonnay plus Brie cheese, Sauvignon Blanc plus goat cheese, Riesling plus Camembert cheese, Pinot Grigio plus mozzarella cheese. Much texture and flavor strength. This is the main principle of wine and cheese pairing. It means the matching and intensity and textures of the wine with the cheese. If a cheese is strong and firm, choose a bold wine. If a cheese is light and soft, choose the lighter wine. Pairing work best. Both have similar strength levels, so no one does not overpower the other.
Local and international cuisine pairing. First is the red wine. pasta, steak, Italian, and French dishes. So red wine pairing. Red wine has bold, sometimes tart or earthy flavors that go great with rich, savory foods because the wine balances out heavy tastes and textures. Spices in these dishes often complement the wine's depth, and cooking method like grilling or slow simmering make the food's flavor strong enough to match the wine. So for example, a pasta, a plate of spaghetti bolognese, slow simmered ground beef with tomatoes, garlic, and a hint of oregano. So the wine cuts through the tomato acidity and the meat richness. Next is the steak. A grilled berry with black pepper and rosemary. The char from grilling and spicy pepper work well with the wine's boldness. Next is the French Italian dishes. Say, cook oven, French chicken slow cooked in red wine with mushrooms or ossobuco. Italian braised veal chunks with herbs. The wine enhances the deep savory flavors from long cooking. So next is the Pyment pairing. Pyment is a sweet wine made with honey, so it's perfect for balancing or enhancing sweet like foods. Local desserts and fruits often have gentle flavors that don't clash with the wine's sweetness, and spices like cinnamon or like vanilla. In treats pair beautifully with it. Cooking methods like baking or fresh preparation keep things like enough for the sweet drink. For example, mag-use tag Philippine context for kuan lang local options. Local desserts like leche flan. Ang leche flan kay bake with caramel custard or halo-halo mixed fruits and sweet with shaved ice. So the piment's honey sweetness complements the caramel or fruit flavors without being too much. Next is the fruits. Fresh mangoes or pineapples, ripe and juicy. The wine adds a nice honey note to the fruit's natural sweetness. Next is sweet delicacies. So, ubi halaya, kuha siya ng purple yam jam, often cooked slowly with sugar and coconut milk. So, the wine balances the yam's earthy sweetness and coconut richness.
So next is the wine service and storage. So proper wine service and storage help preserve wine quality and enhance guest experience. So wine glassware and tools. So red wine glass, large bowl for aroma, wine opener for skill, decanter for coloration. So ang red wine glass is a large bowl, so the wine can breathe. It helps release the aroma and improves the taste. And ang wine opener or corkscrew, a tool used to open wine bottles by removing the cork. And ang decanter, a container used to pour wine into it can mix with air.
Service wine at the correct temperature. So, service at the correct temperature is different wine have optimal serving temps around 60 to 65, white colors at 45 to 50 to bring out their flavor and aroma. Hold and pour bottle properly. So, grip the bottle by the base or neck depending on style. Keep the level facing the guest and pour smoothly to avoid drips, usually filling the glass about 1/3 to half full. Last is serve guests politely and professionally. So, present the wine with good manners, offering the level for inspection, pouring from right side, and attend the guest's needs with a courteous attitude.
Hi everyone, I'm next reporting. I have
talking about storage, condition, and cellular management. First is store wine in a cold, dark place. Kabantay ba mo anang kanang mga gimog wine nga ara ibutang sa kanang mga inventory nila nga kanang dark place o bugnaw nga lugar nga di kinanglan matandog-tandog ana bantay mo na kanang sa documentary. That's why kanang it's protect to the quality taste and aroma niya. Dapat naka-stay gina siya sa dark o bugnaw nga lugar hantod magkaidaran iyahang wine. So og makuanan mo guna siya sa init kang tindi siya na niya kay madamage iyahang wine og iyahang taste kanang it can cause of kanang ma-improve bitaw mo improve quickly iyahang pagka age ba paspas sinuon ba og mainita na siya. It can lose its flavor, smell, flat, or even taste niya. Mura na siya ganang masuka na hinuon like vinegar. Yeah, light, especially sunlight, can spoil wine. That's why bantay manang kasagaran na nindog wine nga nung itom ilahang botilya. That's why to prevent the spoil wine kanang ma-spoil mo na siya og kanang mo nang ang ilahang kasagaran karon sa mga bottle sa wine kay dark wine gina siya dark ilahang botilya ba. Second is maintain stable temperature. Protect the flavor. Cooling slow it down can again stresses wine and can ruin its taste. Importante sa ni kaning ma-maintain ang stable iyang temperature cause of kanang it's protect the flavor. If kuan mo guna siya kanang singa na ni kanang if madaot na iyahang temperature is ang iyahang lasa kay mausab. And also protect the cork. Why wine expand when warm and pushes it the cork. When it cools, it shrink and full air into the bottles. Air causes oxidation, which can make taste sour or flat. Mga na siya. So, number 3 is keeping bottles horizontally. Dapat dili na siya kanang magpalit kita wine dili gina siya dapat mahigda. Ngano kay ang iyahang kabantay mo na yan tabon di ba kahoy na siya dapat dili na siya mahigda. Once na mahigda na siya ang tendensya na niya kay ang iyahang cup or iyahang katong kahoy niya nga tabon kay it can cause kana bitong ma-mix iyahang kuan niya masudlan og hangin. So ang tendensya na niya kay mausab ang lasa sa wine. So grabe gina siya ka sensitive no kay ingana ra gani makuan kay ang iyahang tabon kay naam na siya lasa. So mag-moist to siya and because it keeps the cork moist and expanded, it shrink. Air can enter the bottle. The wine can oxidize and spoil. Mao na siya kanang ma-spoil to siya kay imo mang nahigda. The last one is avoid and also dai kanang napaday to sumpay sa kuan sa keep bottles horizontally. Asa to? To prevent chemical imbalance, wine is made of delicate compounds, acid, alcohol, sugar. Unstable temperature can disturb this and change the smell and color and flavor. And also they kanang if
mahigda nimo ang iyahang wine niya mo kuantos iyang tabon, mausab iyang color and flavor, mausab iyang lasa ba. So dili na siya kuan nga wine gid iyang lasa. The last one is avoid vibration and direct sunlight. So usa sa ni kaning vibration, constant movement disturb the wine while it aging. Kanang nganong importante mo kining kuan vibration because of malihok ang wine while ga start na siya kanang to ferment or kanang i-store na siya ba, kuan na siya i-preserve to be aged the wine. It can mo vibrate man gud siya, matandog, cause it can mix up sediment natural particles that settles at the bottom. Vibration may speed up chemical reaction affecting taste and aroma. Usa po ni siya kanang malihok ng wine while ga-aging siya, ang tendency na niya is mausab ang iyahang lasa or aroma. Heat from the sunlight can also warm the wine too much, making it age too quickly. Kani importante po ni. Og mainitan po na siya sa adlaw, di ba taas man ang temperature, mainitan ta, sakit po gina. Samot na sa wine, muinit po to siya, nya mo react po to siya, nya ang tendency na niya kay mo improve iyahang age too quickly, mo paspas iyahang pag kuan sa wine, mo to maka-apekto pod siya, mo nang madaot, ang tendency madaot gid ang wine. So maara to. Thank you.
Okay, so now let's move on to wine marketing and trends. So, wine marketing focuses on branding, quality, and consumer preferences in a competitive market. So, the world of wine is ever changing, with trends in marketing strategies evolving constantly to capture the attentions of consumers. So, before ta mo tackle sa branding, quality and consumer preferences, ato siyang sabton ug pamaayo ang wine marketing. So wine marketing refers to the promotion and sales strategies used by wine producers, distributions, and retailers to reach their target audience. So muna siya. Now, at tackle ang branding and packaging. So, creating a unique wine identity and attractive packaging to catch attention and communicate value. So, usa jud ni siya ang branding and packaging nga maka-attract og customer, maka-catch sa attention sa customer. Labaw na ug ang imuhang packaging is kanang eye-catchy kaayo, kanang magtan-aw pa lang gani ka makaingon na kalaganahan ko mo palit, bisag moan alang ka, bisag magtan-aw lang ang customer sa color ngano ginaman tay lain-lain nga gusto nga color, magtan-aw lang gina ang customer sa color sa halaganahan ko ani kay pink, diba? Magdepende na siya sa imuhang packaging pod. And when you say branding is very important. Labaw na kung ang customers nangita og mga valuable jud nga product, nag-focus sila sa value sa product. So it's very important ang branding, kay mao po na siya makahatag og unique sa usa ka, let's just say wine, kay mo man atong gifokusan. So next, let's move on to product quality and storytelling. So product quality and storytelling, maintaining wine quality while sharing its origin and story to connect with customers. So first, itakon kaning storytelling about the product or the quality of the product, kay usa po ni siya nga makatabang sa long term goal sa usa ka business. Let's focus on wine. So let's focus on wine So magbintain ta sa quality sa wine by sharing its origin and story to connect with consumers. Let's just say from your past, from the history or experiences nga imuhang na nakuha. So imuha siyang storytelling kung unsa ka quality ang usa ka product so that the customer kay ma-attract or maka-connect sa inyong product. So, let's just say, for example, a wine brand creates an Instagram campaign featuring a popular influencer showcasing their wine paired with a gourmet meal. So the post includes a hashtag and special promo code for followers to receive a discount on their next purchase. So, kumbaga, sa branding, naka-create siya og campaign, no? Nag-feature sa ilahang product niya. In branding no, pwede kay ka magamit og kanang mga popular influencer. Kani usan sila nga makatabang labaw nagsikat kaayo ang imuhang gikuha. So, and then sa ilahang post pa jud, usapod ni siya sa kanang hashtags, a special promo code for followers to receive a discount on their next purchase. So tanan magkuan ba karon nga i-assure nimo sila sa mga followers nga kung makakuan mo ani amoy discount sa next ninyo nga purchase, kung ma-purchase mo karon amoy discount na may promo code. So in short, wine marketing involves promoting and selling wine to target audiences through various channels. So, staying ahead of wine marketing trends, adapting marketing strategies can help wine business success in a competitive market. By doing this, wine marketing and trends business can better navigate an industry and connect with their target audience, whether you're a wine enthusiast or a professional in the industry.
Wine marketing and trends. Muna atong topic. So, target specific consumer, focusing marketing on specific customer group based on their preference and needed. So, wine marketing is a process of promoting and selling wine by understanding what customers like, needed, and prefer. So, nag-include na dira ang branding, packaging, presyo, advertisement, ug asa ibaligya ang wine. So, wine market trends. Wine market trends are current popular strategies or changes in how wine is sold. So, for example, nanadra ang organic and sustainable na wine, online selling o social media promotion, eco-friendly na packaging, low alcohol o pang-health nga wine, personalized and nga wine experience. Target specific consumer. So, target specific consumer means focusing marketing on popular group of customer based on their age, income, lifestyle, preference, and needed. Instead of selling to everyone, business choose a specific group. So, for example, young, an adult, luxury buyer, health-conscious people, pananglitan, muna sila ang ganahan mubay. Ang mga batan-on, hilig og tamis, og barato nga wine. Ang mga dato nga or luxury nga buyer, mahal og premium nga wine mo say gusto. Health-conscious nga mga tao, organic o low sugar nga wine. Wine marketing is about promoting wine effectively. Trends show what is currently people. Targeting marketing focus on specific group based on their preference and needed.
Consumer preference. So, consumer preference of red wine refers to the factors that influence how people choose and enjoy red wine. So magdepende yun na sa kanang preference sa usa ka customer. If kanang unsa sila klase nga pagkatao, since naaman jud ginatawag og ignorante og lasa, so of course it depends on kanang unsa siya klase nga customer. In general, consumers tend to prefer red wines based on taste, aroma, price, and familiarity. So many people kay ganahan sila red wine nga smooth, fruity, ug easy to drink rather than those kanang bitter or dry. So beginners often prefer wines with a slightly sweet or mild taste. So while more experienced consumers usually enjoy drier wines with deeper flavors, so ang mga beginners mas ganahan sila og sweet or mild. So aside from the taste, kay ang mga buyers sad kay nag-consider sad sa brand sa wine, sa asa lugaran kanang origin ang wine, ug sa packaging, ug of course sa price. Kay in recent years, kay some customer kay nagka-interest sa kanang sustainably produced or kanang environmentally friendly wine. So sa tanan, ang red wine preference kay naka-depend jud sa personal taste, experience, o lifestyle sa usa ka tawo. So next kay consumer preference sa Pyment. So mas ganahan ang consumer sa Pyment sa sweetness ug sa fruity flavor nga gikan sa honey ug sa grapes. So daghan og nag-enjoy sa Pyment because it's smoother and more aromatic than regular wine. So with a bit of honey, berries or dried fruits, kay mas makuha dyan mo ang lasa sa Pyment. So people who don't like very bitter or highly acidic wine tends to prefer Pyment since it's usually less harsh and more rounded in taste. So mas sweet and fruity flavor siya since it's a combination between honey and grapes. So ang preference sa uban kanang consumer kay magdepende sad sa sweetness level sa Pyment. Kay some customer wants kanang ganahan sila sweet, while others sad kay ganahan sila semi-dry or dry styles like kanang less sweeter la siya sa kanang Pyment pa. So overall, ang Pyment kay naka-prefer jud siya sa consumers nga nag-enjoy og unique, flavorful, and slightly sweet fermented drinks nga nag-offer og alternative sa standard sa wine. So that's all.
And now let's move on to the current trends in the wine industry, which show how wine production and consumer preferences are changing. First is organic and natural wine. So many people today prefer organic and natural wines. So these are made with fewer chemicals and additives, so making them healthier and more environmentally friendly. So for example, a vineyard grows grapes without chemicals, pesticides, and makes wine using only natural yeast. So many consumers prefer this because it is healthier and eco-friendly. The second one is specialty beverages like Pyment. So there is growing interest in specialty beverages such as Pyment, which combines honey and grapes. People enjoy these unique drinks because they offer new and exciting flavors. The third one is revival of traditional fermentation. So winemakers are also returning to traditional fermentation methods. This means using old techniques passed down through generations to create more authentic and flavorful wines. So for example, some winemakers use clay jars or wooden barrels just like people did 100 years ago. So instead of modern machines, this gave the wine a more traditional and natural taste. And last is growing interest in local wines. So lastly, there is increasing support for local wines. So consumer wants to buy products made in their own region to support local farmers and reduce environmental impact. So instead of buying imported wine, people choose wine made in their own country or region to support local farmers and businesses.
So next, in conclusion, these slides summarize the main ideas of the presentation. It emphasized that red wine and Pyments are fermented beverages made from different ingredients, which give them unique flavors and characteristics. So this slides highlights the importance of the understanding wine tasting, food preparing, proper service, storage, and market trends to fully appreciate these drinks. It also explains that learning this aspect help us to ensure wines are handled and served correctly. So overall, the conclusion shows this knowledge is important for the hospitality students and wine-related studies as it improves professionalism and customer experience. So that's all. Thank you.